இந்த நூலினை வெளியிட்ட சிவபிரகாஷ் அவர்களுக்கும் கவிஞர் வேணு வேட்ராயன் அவர்களுக்கும் என்னுடைய நன்றிகளை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். இளம்பருதியினுடைய இந்த தசமக தேவியர் என்ற புத்தகம் தொடர்பாக பல நீண்ட இரவுகள் எனக்கு அவர் இந்த கதை குறித்தும் இந்த கதையை எப்படியெல்லாம் எழுதலாம் என்றும் நாம் உரையாடி இருக்கிறோம். நான் இதை வாசித்ததற்கு பிறகு ஒரு அபாரமான தமிழ் இலக்கியத்திலே, பயண இலக்கியத்திலே மிக குறிப்பிடும்படியான ஒரு புத்தகமாக இது மாற்றம் கொண்டிருக்கிறது என்ற நம்பிக்கையில் இந்த புத்தகத்தை வாசிக்க ஆரம்பித்தேன். அதனை சிறப்புற நூல்வனம் பதிப்பகம் வெளியிட்டிருக்கிறது. தொடர்ந்து தமிழ் இலக்கியத்தில் தன்னுடைய ஒரு புத்தகத்தை உருவாக்கும் விதத்தில் கவனம் கொள்ளக்கூடிய முதன்மையான பதிப்பகம் நூல்வனம் பதிப்பகம். அந்த பதிப்பகத்தாருக்கு என்னுடைய நன்றிகளை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். இப்பொழுது தலைமை உரையினை சிவபிரகாஷ் அவர்கள் வழங்குவார். அவருக்கு இப்பொழுது இந்த ஒரு அரை மணி நேரத்துக்கு பிறகு அவர் விமான நிலையத்துக்கு செல்ல வேண்டி இருப்பதால் அவர் இந்த தலைமை உரையினை வழங்க இருக்கிறார். அவரை அன்போடு கேட்டுக்கொள்கிறேன்.
Very happy to be here in this institution which is run by my great friend, whom I deeply respect, Sanad Banerjee, and eminent Tamil writers, and a friend from my favorite city in India, Thrissur. In the city I love most because I organized the National Theatre Festival in the year 2000 for Kerala Sangeet Natak Academy. I stayed in Thrissur for about a month at that time. And of course my friend, the poet Shankar Pilla was in Thrissur. He came to Bangalore. Now I'm told he's back in Thrissur. And Thrissur is also close to Kadagi's temple. But now Thrissur is changing. It's becoming a big mall city. The whole world is changing. And if the changes were all for the better, that would be welcome. But most of the changes are for the worse. And the worst thing that has happened to our society, our popular arts are not addressing. Our religious gurus are not addressing for the most part. And we, as the citizens of a country, are not addressing. The great English poet and critic T.S. Eliot was trying to define what is a classic. What makes a work a classic? He said in European tradition, Sophocles, Greek drama, is not classic. Shakespeare is not classic. The only classic that he could find in the whole of European tradition was Virgil's Aeneid. He cited two reasons. In the classic, what you see is the depiction of the maturity of relationship between men and women and the maturity of language. These two things are very important. In our present day life and culture, language has become an instrument of thought control. What George Orwell called double speak. double think, and still worse is the way women are depicted in our culture. And there is immense hypocrisy in this domain. On the one hand, women deities are worshipped all over India. But living women are objectified, condemned, and this patriarchy, which is ingrained in our very perception and in our conception, is culturally inherited, religiously inherited, also in the present day, fetishist culture, commodification. I just don't understand how some so-called gurus really rape young girls at the same time offering worship to spiritual women, goddesses. That's because, as Osho pointed out in several of his lectures in our society, the spiritual and the worldly were split apart. I don't know when this started, maybe from the Samanic traditions, Buddhism and Jainism, which said no moksha for women. They have to do good karmas to be reborn as men and then become monks and then they will attain moksha. And also from the Victorianization of Indian culture during the colonial period, and now during the supreme, unquestioned reign of commodity culture, which is the accompaniment of global culture. So it is important to relook at man-woman relationship. And I had to say all this to emphasize the significance of the book being released today, Dasamahadevya. I read Tamil, but of course I can't understand enough Tamil to read Tamil fiction. I can read newspapers, letters and so on. So Vidapati Saravanan very kindly got it translated into Kannada for me to read because he wanted this book to be released by me for whatever reason. And once I started reading the book in a translation which is mostly grammatically inaccurate, but even bad translations cannot hide the significance of a good work, I could stretch my imagination and see how important this book. I'm not talking about the context of Tamil literature. I'm not even talking about the context of literature per se, but in the context of the world we live in. The title is somewhat misleading. We have this whole mythology and theology and ritualism associated with the worship of the 10 forms of the goddess, Dasamaha Vidyas, in the Tantric tradition, sometimes as Navadurgas and Dasamaha Vidyas. Each one of the Mahavidyas has a specific mandala, a specific yantra, a specific mantra, a specific ritual. For example, the ninth Mahavidya, Matangi, is the goddess of art and poetry and inspiration. But this book is not about that mythological goddesses. It's about 10 real women that the author encountered in different stages of his life, who incarnate and embody the essence of these Mahavidyas. They are from different backgrounds, different regions, different religions. Not all of them are Hindus. One Parsi, one Christian, not all of them are Indians. But the whole book is held together by a very special kind of worldview where women are seen as the channels of the divine without sacrificing the human dimension. So they live those divine principles. They're not out there in collective imagination as empty symbols. At the same time, they are more than physiology and psychology or sociology. I am not a feminist theorist. I know a bit about it, but a lot of feminism is about the sociology, psychology, and of history of women. But the experience of being a woman who is human and also divine, and particularly the understanding of this phenomenon by a man, this is a very rare thing in our literature and culture. So I must present handsome compliments to the author of the book for writing this invaluable book, which is a great learning experience for all men and women. And it is very poetically written, though it's in prose. And the experiences are so sensuous. It celebrates the sensuousness of those women without degenerating into sensuality. And it celebrates the power of those women. And what is interesting is that the author himself doesn't intervene too much into this depiction. He lets them speak for themselves. He lets them live for themselves. He lets them, through him, for us to see them as they are. So this is no mean achievement, and could be seen as a narrative fiction or a series of poetic narratives. Doesn't matter which genre it belongs to. And it is a deeply spiritual work also, because it's very hard to combine a deeply spiritual work, because spiritual literature is embodied spirituality. It is not alienated spirituality. Religion certainly does not embody it. Kabir said, Purana padikara manigaya bambada Kurana padikara kaji. You read Puranas, you became a Brahmin. You read Quran and became a Kaji. But neither of you saw the truth. So the truth beyond scriptures, beyond coded images of man and woman relationship. So this is what I find very special about this book. So I am proud to have released this book, and I hope other speakers will agree with me. I would have loved to speak longer on this book, but unfortunately I have a flight to catch to Delhi soon. I have to rush to the airport, so I apologize to you all for the brevity of my speech. Thank you, Saravanan. Thank you, my fellow speakers. Thank you, Sadanand. And thank you, audiences. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
இந்த புத்தகத்தை வெளியிட்டு தலைமையுரை ஆற்றியது என்பது இந்த நிகழ்வை நடத்தக்கூடிய ஆகுதி என்கிற அமைப்புக்குமே ஒரு பெரிய ஆசீர்வாதம். அவர் இவ்வளவு தூரத்திலேருந்து பயணப்பட்டு இங்கே வந்திருந்து இந்த நிகழ்வுக்காக இந்த உரையை ஆற்றி செல்வதென்பது நாம் அவருக்கு கடமைப்பட்டிருக்கிறோம் என்று நினைக்கிறேன். அவருக்கு என்னுடைய நன்றிகளை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன்.